In today's Health Matters, while we're getting a lot of rain and mild weather these last few days, let's not forget we are still in the midst of the summer. We can expect the temperatures to climb once again.
And when that does happen, it's important to know the difference between a hot flash and heat illness. And we've invited internist Dr. Razia Jayman-Aristide to help tell the difference for us. So Dr. Aristide, great to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
So what would you say is the main difference between a hot flash and heat illness?
So the main difference is going to be hot flashes are usually due to changes in hormones, right? So they come on suddenly, they last 1 to 5 minutes. They start as rising heat from your chest to your neck and face, and that's usually what a hot flash is. With heat illness, we actually have varying degrees of that, and you can think of it as it's due to environmental factors. You have more generalized symptoms, which we'll review, and it can last a little bit longer if we don't take appropriate measures.
Right. Do men have any form of a heat flash or hot flash?
So interestingly, men do actually get hot flashes.
They do.
But it is fairly uncommon, and we don't really hear about it because testosterone levels for men throughout their lives steadily decline, right? So their body has time to adjust. Women have this erratic, steep decline in their estrogen levels that are just happening throughout their 40s and 50s. So we hear about it more. It's more intense for us.
Right, the estrogen roller coaster,
yes,
as a lot of people call it.
Yeah, real fun ride.
Strap in, absolutely. So doctor, what are some of the red flags, and how do you know whether it's something you can control, maybe just like turning up the AC, drinking some water, or whether you actually need medical attention?
Sure, so we want to think about heat illness escalating, right? So heat illness is your body trying to cool down in the setting of heat and being unable to. So if you're not able to, and you don't move to shade or have a drink, or move into a different environment, you can actually get heat exhaustion, right? So symptoms of heat exhaustion you want to think about as headache, dizziness, muscle cramping, nausea. If these symptoms last for over an hour or get worse, so nausea becomes vomiting, then we worry about heat stroke happening, because that can happen very quickly, and that's when you have someone who's losing consciousness, confused, change in their speech, difficulty speaking.
Yeah, good to know. If you're a woman going through menopause, though, especially during the hot summer months, it can be really hard to manage those symptoms, but you have a survival kit for us.
I do have a survival kit. So we have a couple of things that I always recommend for everyone to take. So we have a cooling blanket, a handheld fan, a breathable t-shirt, sunscreen, and a water bottle. Now, which one of these items do you think I tell my patients to absolutely not leave home without?
The water?
The water, because yes, dehydration is actually the common factor that can worsen hot flashes or heat waves. So kind of getting two things in one just by making sure you're well hydrated.
Yeah, I'm like the diva fan. I keep it in my purse. It's always
her Beyonce fan.
Right. So doctor, you are going to put us to the test.
I am.
And show us how to differentiate between hot flashes and heat illness. So let's go.
Yeah, so we have three questions.
All right.
You are sitting in an air-conditioned meeting and suddenly you feel intense heat rising from your chest to your face. You're sweating for about 5 minutes, but later you're completely fine. Is this a hot flash or a heat illness?
Hot flash.
Hot flash.
Hot flash is correct. Ready for the second one?
Let's do it.
All right. You've been walking all day, your muscles are cramping, you're thirsty, and you're feeling weak. Hot flash or heat illness?
Heat illness?
Yes. Heat illness, yes. You guys are on a roll. Last one, you're on vacation, you've had 2 glasses of wine, and suddenly your hot flashes seem much worse that evening. Is that a hot flash or heat illness?
Wait, say that again?
Ooh,
You're on vacation, you've had 2 glasses of wine, and suddenly your hot flashes seem much worse that evening. Is that a hot flash or a heat illness? It's tricky, right?
That is true, because that could be either or both. I think I'll go hot flash.
Well, it happens to me.
After 1 or 2 glasses.
I don't know. That was a tough one.
Yeah.
So hot flash, right? So some of the things that worsen hot flashes for women are absolutely being in a heated environment, but dehydration, caffeine, alcohol, lack of sleep, stress, anxiety.
Right. So obviously with the heat illness, you want to kind of moderate the alcohol intake along with that.
Absolutely.
All right.
Because if you can imagine a woman having hot flashes in a hot environment,
Right.
having 2 glasses of wine.
Game over.
Yeah, stay well hydrated.
Right.
Is what
Time
we
to go
say.
back to the room.
Speaking of hydration, I think you mentioned thirst, and that could possibly be heat illness, but also I know during like perimenopause, thirst is one of the symptoms. So they usually say always have like one of those electrolyte packets just in case you need a boost of hydration. Either way, either
Yeah.
for the hot flash or the heat illness.
And I think that the core of that is really making sure that no matter what, you're always well hydrated, right?
Right.
If you're dehydrated and you start with an electrolyte packet right away, it may not produce great symptoms for you, right? So we want to do things in the setting of being well hydrated.
Right.
So start with the water.
Always water. Like if my
Good old
patients are
water.
watching this, they know that that is like the number one thing I say.
All right.
That's it.
Is water.
Good to know. Thanks
Yeah.
so much, Dr.
Thank you
Aristide.
so much.
Great to see you.
Thank you.
Thank you.